people. Hey, welcome to our special. You're watching 13 News Now YouTube channel. It's the Showdown, ODU versus Hampton University. They play tonight. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. We thought we would do what we could do to help get you ready. We're going to have tailgaters. We're going to have school presidents, both of them, other special guests. Oh, we'll have the Honorable Connor Reel and our special correspondent, Brian Smith. We got a lot to get through, but before we get started, well, let's get started with the band. We had the ODU marching band. Let's take a look. They were rolling through just moments ago, playing their songs with the cheerleaders and the dance team. So they were walking by. We didn't get our iPhones up to catch them playing, but we did get our iPhones up in time for the Hampton University marching band. Listen up. All right, so that's the Hampton marching band. We got a lot to get through. I do want to talk about this game back at Ballard Stadium. Ricky Rahne, the head coach for Old Dominion, his first game back at the new stadium, and his first game as a head coach on his home turf. Let's hear.
Yeah, it'll be great to get back into, SB Ballard Stadium, and I'm excited because, obviously home field advantage is a real thing. It's just you go through and you look at the stats, and it's very, very real. So that's great, but I'm just excited that we get to go back on the field, and get to prove that we're going to execute a lot better than we did on Friday night, and I think that's the thing that's got me the most excited.
Hey, that's what we got excited here. I'm excited because Connor Reel's in town.
The Honorable Connor Reel.
The Honorable Connor Reel.
Got it right the first time.
We can't actually go into the tailgate because we're trying to be socially responsible, but we're getting tailgaters. Mike Byers, come in here. Front and center, go front and center.
Just a casual tailgater, Mike Myers.
Yeah, Byers. And Mike Byers was a superstar basketball player for Old Dominion. That's right, basketball, but you know a little bit about football.
Yeah, it's good to be out here for a great Saturday afternoon football game, ODU versus Hampton. We're right through the tunnel. It's a good rivalry. I think it's good for the city. It's good for recruiting. Looking forward to a great game.
I see you got your white for the whiteout.
Actually, Scott, I had no idea. I just got lucky. But, it's all good. Yeah. So I got the whiteout on.
Scott, don't forget the shorts now. He's got the ODU shorts with the logo on the front, the matching Jordans to go with it.
Hey, listen. We always repping the home team. Always. So ODU blue all day. Yeah.
Mike, thanks.
It's so good to see you guys.
And good luck, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Wait a minute. We need you over here.
We got a super fan coming
front
through.
And center.
Hello.
Who we got here? Tell us who everybody is.
Keisha Williams, Bellamy Williams, and Harold Williams.
Yeah, class of 07.
Class of 07?
Class of 06.
What class is this one going to be?
I don't know.
We haven't did the math
2035, 2032, something like that. Yeah.
How excited are you to get back to watching football?
Oh, so excited.
Very excited.
Long time coming.
Yes.
Oh, look, she wants to be in the media. Connor?
She's a born star. I could tell right when she walked up. She tied the bow tie herself. I already know. Yeah, she's ready to go.
Always. That's right.
Now, is this her first ODU home game?
Yes. This is her first ODU home game.
Okay.
Well, how old is she?
16 months.
All right, so it's been more than 16 months since they played a home game, so.
It has.
Good point.
Yeah.
This is the first home game of her life that has ever occurred.
Ever.
She's a pandemic baby, that's for sure. So.
All right, well, hey, good luck. We won't go into any further on that, but we understand what happens. Good deal. All right, thanks for joining us.
Thank
Have
you.
fun at the game.
Thank you. Go Monarchs.
I saw the Drake shirt too. Certified lover boy. Come on, don't forget about
it. Drake shirt. Connor, talk to us a little bit about, we're at SB Ballard Stadium.
Now, here's the thing about a tailgate, right? Is you're liable to see anything. We got full marching bands. We got industrial neon straws. I saw two grown men in khakis playing 2-on-2 parking lot football. And I got to tell you, it feels so good to be back, Scott.
Well, the special part about being back is it's the first game in this stadium in a long time. I know you covered this story for us.
I did. The stadium revamped. The most notable is the scoreboard. It's brand new. It's huge. LED lighting, all of that. You can see it from anywhere in the city of Norfolk, I heard, but especially when you're in the stadium.
Well, let's throw to your story. Does it feel good to be back? I think so.
On November 10th, 2018, the Old Dominion Monarchs football team came back from 28 points down to beat North Texas 34-31. It was the largest comeback in ODU history, and a lot has changed since then. An overhaul of the coaching staff, a global pandemic, a lost season, a revamped stadium, and now a new epic comeback. This time, the Monarchs don't return from a 4-touchdown deficit. Rather, they and their fans return to SB Ballard Stadium for the first time in 650 days.
I can't wait, to be honest with you. Last year's ODU was the only team in the county their conference to not play. So it was hard. I got friends at other schools around here, so it's hard to, see that and not be able to do it, but I can't wait.
Caleb is a senior at ODU. He says when it comes to Saturdays at SB Ballard, if you know, you know.
It's kind of a thing where you don't really experience it till you experience it, you know what I'm saying? It's not something you can really put into too many words, but it's a blast.
Junior bio major Ayana is in the know.
No parking, roads blocked off everywhere, a lot of people on the street. It's a lot going on, especially near the stadium, like in the area we're in right now. It's almost completely blocked off.
She's looking forward to one thing in particular.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. What do you put on your hot dog?
I like barbecue sauce.
Wait, Ayana, barbecue sauce on a hot dog?
I'm not really a big fan of ketchup, so.
Well, much like barbecue sauce on a hot dog to the rest of us, ODU defensive back Trey Hawkins is about to try something new.
This is my first FBS game at home, so I really never just played in the stadium unless it was a scrimmage, so yeah, I'm very excited to see how it is.
It'll be head coach Ricky Rahne's first home game as well, but he seems to know what's coming.
Most excited to be back on Corn Blau Field at SB Ballard Stadium. Be a whiteout. Our fans are excited for that. I know they're going to show up. I know they're going to be loud. Can't wait to see their impact on third down.
But whether they're down 4 touchdowns or 650 days, the Monarchs will always come back.
Hey, they are back. And speaking of Monarchs, I got the longtime athletic director, Wood Selig, 12th year on the job. We're sitting here waiting to start our interview, and he says, it's pretty awesome.
It is. You don't realize how much you miss it until you miss about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you show up and you see the pageantry all around you and you realize how much you do miss it.
What's it going to be like today?
I think it's going to be electric. We have over 5,000 student tickets out, and students set the stage for the atmosphere. We hold 4,500 ODU students. We've distributed over 5,000 tickets, so we're a little bit over, and we hope they don't all show. We're counting on like the airlines for a few no-shows, but that's going to be the key to the game, I think, is the student body participation.
Yeah. I can't wait. That should be good on both sides.
Yes, no doubt. When you play
what kind of representation do you think we're getting from Hampton?
I think they'll have several thousand of their fans as well. So right now we have about 17,000 tickets out, and we hold 22,000. So we're getting close to capacity. Okay. If we have a good walk-up, it'll be a very, very full SB Ballard Stadium.
Well, I mean, we're still in a pandemic. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's nice to kind of get back to normal, but it's not normal yet, right?
No, it's not. You can still feel a little bit of hesitation on people's parts. There's some silver lot behind us, parking spaces that aren't full, that aren't occupied right now. We've had people call and ask, are there going to be spaces between seats? Do they need to wear masks? So there is concern by some of our fans about masking, and certainly the Delta variant.
Let's shift to football.
Okay.
You mentioned concern. Are you concerned at all after watching what happened at Wake Forest?
I was actually pleased.
Okay.
Even though we lost, I felt like our offense and defensive lines held themselves very well. I think we could improve on special teams, and our quarterback play, could obviously improve too. But athletically, we're better than we have been in the last several years. We were bigger, we were faster, we were stronger. Mm-hmm. So I think when we start lining up against opponents that are more like us, we're going to have success this year.
And there's going to be something to set for home field advantage, isn't there?
No doubt. It's always nice to be home. And it's been, 2 years since we've won a game. And it's been about 18, 19 months since we played at home.
I mean, I wrote that down. It's been 752 days since you beat Norfolk State. On the first game at the new stadium, it's still kind of new, right?
It's brand new. I mean, we're still dusting it off. So we're breaking it in still.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thanks. I'm going to have you hand that microphone off to talk about dusting things off. We're going to bring in...
Wood, how you doing?
Good.
Dusting things off?
All right, Brian Smith. Thanks, Wood. Have a good game. All right, Brian.
It hasn't been a year since we've seen each other, right?
No, we've seen each other regularly. It's kind of great.
Yeah.
All right, so I know we've been talking about ODU a lot so far.
Yes.
I want to talk about Hampton.
Yes.
Obviously, they won their first game of the season. Well, you pick it up from here.
Well, the best way to describe Hampton is that struck me was versatile. That's the one word that struck with me. And I have a funny feeling that if all goes right for the Pirates, they could actually pose a problem for the Monarchs. The Pirates come into tonight's game as a squad that looks like it has about 3 games under its belt as opposed to just 1. Their big thing on the offensive side of the ball is experience and having an assortment of weapons at their disposal. Texas Tech transfer quarterback Jet Duffy hit the ground running in their 42-28 win over Virginia Union. He wound up tossing 2 touchdowns. One to Big South first teamer Jadakiss Bonds to go with 242 yards in the air. 2 other receivers had at least 50 receiving yards against the Panthers. That included Chesapeake native Ramon Clay, who had 73. Oh, did I mention the running game? Hampton went for 369 yards against Union. 279 was split between freshman Elijah Burris, who had 136 to go with 3 touchdowns, while Suffolk native Darren Butts had 143 that included this 85-yarder for a score. So the Monarchs defense could have its hands full with that kind of balance. Meantime, on the defensive side of the ball, the Pirates are still a work in progress. Yes, they gave up 28 points and nearly 400 yards, but they did force 3 turnovers against the Panthers that included 2 interceptions, both by senior cornerback Caleb Brown. If there is an X factor, it's likely on the coaching side. Robert Prunty enters his 4th season at the helm for Hampton, while Ricky Rahne is in his 1st as a head coach and is leading a team that's in the top 10 in the FBS as one of the youngest in the country. Now we got to mention the fact, too, Hampton is 0-5 against the Monarchs. That's going back to 2016, which is the last time the two had met. So you got that going for you.
Well, that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was 5. This is no big deal.
Stuff can happen.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about stuff. Come in here, big man. I know if you're like me, you get tired every time those folks at Channel 13 and 13 News Now mention the ODU alum, Mike Gooding. It's overbearing. Mike Gooding, 13 News Now reporter, military specialist, political analyst.
This is pretty exciting, you guys. You know, I'm an original season ticket holder since 2009. I have not missed a game. The last time we played football here, of course, we went 1-11, so that wasn't too awesome. But now here we are after a year of COVID, and we're back, and I'm so excited. I mean, this is so great. And I went to ODU in the 70s, and that was during that 60-year lag when we had no football.
Exactly.
And I was just telling Brian Smith, so what did we do for football? Norfolk State used to play at Old Foreman Field here, and we would go to Norfolk State games. And I got to see Doug Williams, the mighty Doug Williams from the Redskins, but before those days, he was the quarterback for Grambling. I saw him play on this field. I mean, a lot of history here. Very amazing. Great. Yeah.
When I look up the word diehard fan, I see your picture.
Well, you know what? It takes a lot when you're 1-11 and you don't miss. You keep coming anyway. Happy to be here, though. I would say I wish the silver lot here were a little fuller than it is right now. I'd say it's a little thinner than it was a couple of years ago. But once Ricky Rahne starts winning, I think we'll start seeing a better turnout of people.
All right, Mike, there's another party going on here. Did you know that Kaufman Mall, there's a party?
I've heard that. And
Kaufman Mall wasn't even here when you went to school here.
Well, actually, it was.
Oh, okay, good deal.
But we had a couple of down years when we went to Division 1A.
Yeah.
And where we had a couple of seasons where we didn't win a whole lot of games. And so spirit kind of waned a little.
Yeah.
So Kaufman Mall wasn't as awesome as it was in the early years. So I'm so happy to see that it's kind of coming back now. Well, the spirit's here.
Awesome. Speaking of the spirit, we have 13 News Now reporter Angelique Arentak. She was at the party.
Wow, what a great day to be out on Kaufman Mall. We're seeing families, students, and alum gearing up for tonight's football game. And because of the pandemic, this will be the first in nearly 2 years. So keep in mind, for some fans, it'll be their first ever game experience.
OD who? ODU!
3 students I spoke with are pumped up with energy.
It's so exciting.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, super exciting because even though I'm a junior, I came in as a sophomore, so this is like my first real college experience.
Like I did my freshman year here and I only had half a year because of COVID, so it feels kind of weird to be back out because I don't really know what normal is all the way, so it's really weird, but I like it, it's cool.
They got to enjoy Kaufman Mall lined with all kinds of activities, like live music, face painting, and cornhole. For Dayshell Jones of Gloucester, today means a chance to support her sister, who's a cheerleader at ODU.
It feels great to be supporting her today. She's been a cheerleader for a long time, so her first game home, we couldn't miss it.
Jones' daughter Kennedy dressed for the festivities too.
Pretty skirt. Tell her auntie got it.
My auntie got it.
It's great to see everybody come together and try to support the Monarchs and be out here. We plan on visiting all the booths we can.
And again, the game against Hampton U begins at 7 tonight. Reporting from Kaufman Mall on ODU's campus, Angelique Aaron Talk 13 News Now.
I told you we were going to have special guests. I've got Eugene Marshall here, 8th year as the athletic director at Hampton University. You've been in college athletics for 37 years is what I heard. That's what I was told.
Don't say that too loud. It makes me feel like I'm old.
What, were you a ball boy somewhere?
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be here.
Well, first of all, we both had to come through the tunnel to get here.
Yes,
so
traffic.
We made it.
Yes.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Talk to me about what you're expecting of the Hampton presence here today. In the stands, in the field, you take the whole ball and run with it.
I'm happy because it looks like it's a home game for us. We have a lot of Hampton Pirates here. The band is playing down the street. We have the cheerleaders here. We have a lot of alumni, fans and friends, and the football team. They're very happy to be here. It gives them another opportunity to play. We didn't play last year, so to get a chance to play in front of somewhat of a home audience, I think is great for our Pirates.
Yeah, let's talk about that, getting back to playing. I mean, just how important is that for you? I mean, you played one game already at home. First of all, tell me how that experience was.
It was great. We had a nice crowd there, really a packed house, screaming fans, good game. We hadn't played in 2 years. You know, the kids were away for a year, and they came back and they were in good shape. So it was a great day to be a Pirate, and we're looking to carry that on to today.
That's awesome. The fact that you've been there for 8 years now, what are you most proud of what you and the school has been able to accomplish, the athletic department has been able to accomplish?
I'm proud of our student athletes. I mean, if you look at it, you know, we have at least 90% of our student athletes do well in school. And so that's a big deal there. The fact that we moved from the MEAC to the Big South shows that, you know, we're one of the premier institutions in the country, but also we're one of the premier athletic departments in the country. And we were able to do that seamlessly. We started with bringing lacrosse on. We brought on women's soccer. We brought on triathlon. You know, we're trendsetters at Hampton University, and that's led by our president, Dr. William R. Harvey.
And we'll be hearing from Dr. Harvey shortly. The transition to the Big South been smooth?
It has. It has. We've come in and we've been very competitive. The year off, you know, may have hurt us a little bit, but, you know, our Pirates are back and they're back in action and ready to go.
You're coming off a big win in the opener. What's going to happen out here today, Eugene?
I think it's going to be a good game. Hopefully we're going to be aggressive and we'll come out with a win. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what Coach Prenny has done with his staff, with this program, and has brought these young men on, you know, really a great path in a little bit of time. So I think it's going to be a competitive game. I'm hoping we can eke it out and go back across the water in that traffic with a victory.
I'll pass you. I'm going to take the Monitor Merrimack on the way home. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you, Scott.
If you could hand that off to our honorable
Thank you,
Connor Reel.
Fantastic. You're going to make me follow that? I have to follow that?
You have to follow that, man.
Oh, my, couldn't you have put me after B. Smith?
Well, if anybody could follow it, it would be Brian Smith. But we got you, so that'll work, I guess.
That's right. Thank you.
Where are we in the show? It's the time for the ODU analysis. And you got to put your analysis hat on?
Absolutely. I never take my analysis hat off, Scott. You know
see.
that, okay? Now, everybody is focused on this loss. They lost to Wake Forest 42-10, and everyone, the sky is falling. But here's the thing. Wake Forest is still an ACC school. This is ODU's first game in 2 years with a new coach and a whole bunch of new players. It's not that bad of a showing, and guess what? In my opinion, a loss is just an opportunity. A loss is a lesson to do bigger things.
Coming off a 42-10 Week 1 loss to Wake Forest, head coach Ricky Rahne stated the obvious.
You know, obviously we've got to play and coach better than we did last week. We just had too many mistakes.
But that's the magic of college football. Misery only need last 7 days.
You know, quite frankly, this is going to be a great opportunity for us to come back, bounce back, and improve.
The team echoes his sentiment. For them, the O in 0-1 stands for opportunity.
That was last week, and we're already on to this week. The focus is on beating Hampton. We watched the film, took the notes, really just watched what mistakes we could have corrected.
One thing I noticed about this group of guys is we're all really resilient. And in the locker room after the game, even the first thing that people said is like, well, let's just get back to work.
That work ethic leads to more than just a physical edge.
Coach Rahne says a lot, like confidence is earned in what you do every day. Like you give yourself confidence on how you approach things, how you attack the week, and the things you do every day.
And confidence is paramount when 757 brethren are coming to town, and talkative ones at that.
Like anywhere else, I mean, growing up, I had neighborhood rivalries as well, and you never want to lose to someone who kind of lives right next to you, because then the bittering and the chatting can always go on. So it's a sense of high emotion, but I feel like we're ready.
All right, so the Monarchs sound mentally prepared coming off the loss. Now, what needs to change on the field?
I mean, obviously, at the quarterback position, we've got to play better. We've got to play with a little bit more confidence, get the ball out of our hands on time. We cannot have those 2 turnovers.
And, of course, some things he could do better from the sidelines as well.
I think these guys know I'm always going to be honest with them and genuine with them, and when I make a mistake, I'm going to tell them I made a mistake.
All right, hey, talk about ODU. We've got the university president, Brian Hemphill, here. President Hemphill, I know, what do you start, July 1st?
July 1st.
So I can do the math. This is your first home game at ODU.
This is my first home football game.
So what's the excitement level?
Oh, man, it's exciting. We're so excited about having our fans back, and students are excited, so we're ready to go.
What goes into a game day experience, you think, at this level in college football?
Well, when you think about the game day experience, it's the band, it's the opportunity for our fans to be able to be here, tailgate, hang out, and really just enjoy each other. It's one thing I love about the Monarch Nation. They really know how to get together and really, I guess, provide support for our team. So,
you have 4 children, right?
I have 4 children.
So are they all ODU fans now? Or
they are all, of course,
are they still Radford fans?
No, they're all ODU fans, no doubt about it.
And you have twins, youngest, did I hear?
Yes. Cruz and Catalina, 8-year-old twins.
8-year-old, are they going to be here today?
They are here today.
Oh,
they're
that's
here,
awesome.
And they're excited. They're pretty pumped up.
So you were not discouraged at all by what happened in that first game?
Not at all. Not at all. We have a great team, and we ran into a pretty good team.
Yeah.
And but we're ready to go. We're excited about today.
What do you see as the relationship between sports and the university experience?
Well, you know, when you think about sports and you think about college athletics, it brings so much to the institution because of the pride, the support, the excitement. And when you think about our student athletes and just really the great work that they do in the classroom, and then they really work so hard to represent the university with pride. And so there's a great marriage that's just exciting for all of us.
Well, I can't wait for the kickoff. I guess you can't either.
I'm excited about the kickoff.
I know you got things to do. Thanks so much for joining us.
Excited to be here.
I'll hold this as well. All right.
All right.
Thanks. All right. Very good. That's ODU President Hemphill. And so, fair time, equal time, we're going to talk to the Hampton University president, Dr. William Harvey. Dr. Hemphill, it's his first year here at ODU. Dr. Harvey has been at Hampton University for 44 years, and he's retiring at the end of next June. I had a chance to sit down and talk to him earlier this week. I met with President Harvey in his office. He is in his 44th year as school president for Hampton University. It's one of the longest tenures of any school president in the country. He is retiring next June. Well, first of all, President Harvey, I just want to offer thanks and congratulations for the remarkable job you've done in making this a remarkable institution of higher learning, what you've done for the students, the Hampton University family, and for the whole community. Just congratulations on what you've done.
Well, thank you for that congratulations. But let me say to you that the fact is, it is a team that is the dream. I am the team leader, and I'm a tough team leader, and I don't apologize for that. But the fact is, I always tell people that collective competence is better than individual competence any day. We have 4 satellites flying right now. I don't know anything about that. We got the world's largest proton beam cancer treatment center. I'm not a physician. We've got a giant antenna that can detect storms and hurricanes and tornadoes up to 2,000 miles. I'm not a physicist, but they are part of my team. And that's the reason that we have done so well.
Let's talk sports. I sense, I've been covering you in this school for 35 and a half years. I kind of sense like you're the #1 fan. Can you talk to me a little bit about your passion for the athletics that go on here?
Well, I am a fan of athletics, and there's a reason. I was an athlete. I believe very strongly in the whole concept of scholar athlete. You know, I was very fortunate. I went to a predominantly black school in Alabama. I went to Virginia State. I went to Harvard. I've got 3 earned degrees, but I played ball. And up until I started having some issues with my hip and my knees, you know, I still played tennis and golf. But at one point, I even thought that I might even play professional ball. But quite frankly, the Lord was in the plan, because if I had played professional ball, I may not be standing right here today.
The whole idea of athletics at a school of higher learning, why is that so important?
Well, because it teaches life's lessons. Athletics is important, not only for the competition, but it teaches life's lessons. For an example, you got to understand the concept of team. You got to understand the concept of discipline. You got to understand the concept that you've got coaches that you've got to listen to. You've got to be able to understand all of those things in order to be successful.
Let's talk about this football team. Coach Prunty, what do you like about this team?
Well, first of all, I think that Coach Prunty is clearly one of the best coaches in the country. He's a fine gentleman. He's a good coach, but he's also a good man. And for me, that is important. You know, I've been so blessed in my life. I've had interviews and talks with so many people, presidents of the United States, traveled all over the world. To me, I believe what our founder here at Hampton emphasized. And he talked about the fact that there were 2 things that he prioritized. He said he wanted a first-rate academic program. Today, that would be called workforce development. He said, but secondly, I want to promote character development. And he said, of the 2, character development is more important.
What's going to happen in that game between Hampton and ODU?
Well, I can tell you what I want to happen. What I want to happen is for Hampton to beat ODU. And, you know, they've got a new president. That's a friend of mine over there. And I just want to welcome him to Hampton Roads in the right way.
Wow, I could hear him laughing. This is Ted Alexander, the voice of the ODU Monarchs. I didn't even write down any questions for Ted. I just, I give him the mic and we just let him go. I see you got your whiteout working.
It's a whiteout. I got the memo. Here we go. I look like the good humor man here a little bit. Want a toasted almond?
I like that. Is that part of the tailgate option?
The toasted almonds?
Yeah.
They're always toasted almonds, Scott. Always.
It's kind of not even toasty out here today. It's pleasant. What a great day for a football game.
This is unbelievable. And if you think about it, these fans who you've been talking to and talking about for so long haven't gotten an opportunity to do this for 22 months, since November of 2019. The search for the party is finally over, and it's here today, and Ma Nature cooperated.
Are we interrupting your pregame show? I mean, are you on?
No, we're good. We go at 6.
When's that start?
It starts at 6 o'clock Eastern
6
time.
o'clock. I should know that because I listen every week. I'm working.
I understand.
All right, well, I want to talk about the football team a little bit. We haven't gone into too much depth with the team. Let's start at quarterback. DJ Mack is going to be the quarterback this week. Your thoughts?
Thoughts is you can't pull the rug out from underneath him after one tough night. And I was watching the tape of the Wake game, and the first series, 3rd down, passing situation, he puts the ball right on the money, would have been a first down, a drop. It's not ever always the quarterback's glory or the goatness. So it spreads around. I think he's going to be much better. I think he's going to be more relaxed, and I think everybody is going to be better and more relaxed, and therefore able to do their jobs better.
Well, is it just me? I thought both offensive and defensive line scrimmage did pretty well, didn't they?
Yeah, my favorite part of the game was the end of the second quarter. It's 28-3. Wake's ready to just blow the Monarchs out of Winston-Salem. But a 1st and goal from the 7 ends up with nothing right at the end of the half. And that showed you something not only about the skill of the D-line, but the heart of the team as well.
What do you know about the heart of this team?
I know they're hungry. I know they love the game more than they ever have before. I know they're really connected because of all they went through. They had to practice with no game, no carrot out in front of them, no circle on the calendar, week after week after week. They had some since fall, 55 practices against each other. Finally got to hit someone else. I think they're glad to be here. I think they learned a lot from the film and their coaches this week. I think it'll be a much better performance tonight. At least I'm hoping.
Next time we do the show, we're moving you up in the show.
There we go.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, is it over now? Come on. He said as long as you want about everything. As long as you want. No reps. None of this from the producer.
I know, because we're open-ended today. Well, let's talk, Hampton. You know a little bit about Hampton. You have to do a little studying, right?
I have to do, I hope. Over 600 yards with offense, over 370 yards rushing. Now, granted, they played Virginia Union, which is never going to be confused with Penn State. But the point is they executed to a point where on tape, you see their running backs breaking tackles. You see their quarterback, the transfer from Texas Tech, Jet Duffy, making throws. You see the wideouts making plays. And that's key no matter who you're playing. That's what concerns me, as always, about Hampton. They've got great athletes. And if they can put it together and take advantage of opportunities, they're right in it.
All right, Ted, thanks for joining us. Just stay here. I've got some interviews with a couple of guys. We have a 757 presence on both teams.
Yep.
Of course, starting with DJ Mack, quarterback for Old Dominion. So this game, and when we come out of these sound bites, Ted won't be here anymore. So say goodbye to Ted now. And
thanks for having me.
And the game has a very special meaning to these players.
Well, just start off, my old offensive coordinator, Doreen McCain, went to Hampton. So, we kind of talked back and forth, the little rivalry thing. But just being able to have the opportunity to, for me, it's always having the opportunity to play in front of people that, watch me before I was who I was.
I have a roommate he's from Hampton, so it's basically a really big game. Like, they talk every day. Like, they've been talking trash for a little minute, I heard, so. We're just waiting to see what the game brings.
All I know is we got Jerry. I don't even know Jerry's last name, but I've known Jerry for 35 years that I've been in this market. Concessionaire extraordinaire, parking genius here at ODU. You've seen it all. What do you think of this ODU thing we got going on right now?
Well, it's a good thing that we got back from the COVID and we're here celebrating everything. We've got the 20-year anniversary of 911, so everything is in line to do something tonight. And we're playing another local team in Hampton, so that's a good thing as well. Hopefully we'll do something tonight.
All right. Thanks, Jerry.
No problem, Mr. Scott.
I have a request. Come here, people. I have a request. We're doing a live show right now. I guess you guys are ODU fans. Who do I got?
We got Keith Brown from Newport News.
Hey, Keith.
Lawrence Richardson from Newport News.
Lawrence Richardson. All right, so you guys, how many years have been coming to games? What's the deal?
Well, my son is a junior here.
Okay.
And,
all right.
And so since he started here.
And what's your deal?
Well, we're classmates, and his son played, and I'm supporting him.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
What's going to happen today?
Oh, we're going to take this one here tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah, we can get this one. We can get this one.
Well, if you had to give a pregame speech to these guys, what would you say?
I would say forget about what happened last week, and let's do what we have to do tonight. That's what I would say.
Are you on board with that?
Yeah, we're going to play with some swagger tonight.
All right, fellas. Very good.
All right, all right.
Thanks for coming in last minute notice. They'll get talent fees. They get paid handsomely, trust me. Hey, fellas, come here. So we're going to wrap it up. Yes. Obviously, we'll have complete coverage of the game tonight at 11 o'clock. Brian, any last words from you about this game?
You're asking me who's going to win?
I didn't ask you that, but if you want to tell me.
I'm leaning towards Hampton.
Are you?
I like, if they go up 14-3, and as I mentioned, the lack of experience for Old Dominion, I don't know if that's good enough for ODU to recover, but that's just my opinion.
Sir. Are you on board with this making prediction business?
First things first, those were the two smoothest guys I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah. That was unbelievable. Yeah. Secondly, I am in the business of predictions, and business is booming because I'm going to stake my claim against Brian Smith right now. I got ODU, but I think both teams look good. Let's go 31-25.
I think it could be one of those games.
Yeah, it could be a high-scoring game, regardless of what Old Dominion did offensively in the first game. I mean, Hampton's defense did give up plenty of yardage and points in that opener. But I don't know about you guys. I know you're excited just to be playing ball here at SB Ballard Stadium, right?
It's the vibe for me. It's the vibes out here for me, guys. You got to feel it. You got to be here to feel it, to know it.
I like the juice.
You like the vibe and the juice?
You guys got juice?
That's what. Oh, there's plenty of juice. That's what we tried to give you with our show today. We appreciate you tuning in to our 13 News Now YouTube channel. We got the vibe, we got the juice, we got the game, and we'll have highlights and post-game reaction tonight on the 11 o'clock show on 13 News Now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great game, everybody.